Hello everyone and welcome back to the 2 Cents Plus channel, your gaming and anime HQ, where we weeb and nerd out unapologetically. Today we're talking more anime, and the genre that we'll be tackling today will be cerebral anime. These are shows that get your brain working, get your mind thinking about stuff, and changing your perspective on certain things, because after watching anime for a really long time, you start to get a kind of sense of I don't know, predictability, I guess, where things start to become samey. You've seen certain concepts and things over and over, and nothing really presents itself that challenges you if you watch enough of it. But every now and then, you find these shows that do challenge you, that do kind of open your mind up and make you think a little bit. And we're going to kind of talk about those today. So I got 3 good shows for you, even though it was hard to pick these 3 because there's so many I could choose from. But I'm sure you guys will help me out down in the comment section below. So that's enough of the intro. Let's get right into it. So the first show on our cerebral anime list is called Kotoura-san, and it is an interesting show. It caught me off guard with its cute artwork and you know, just this kind of almost adorable aesthetic that it has to it. And it is a comedy. It's a comedy, but it's a very dark comedy. And what this show is exploring is whenever people hear about, you know, having the ability to be able to read minds, it's always presented in a good light, something that's an awesome or spectacular ability to have, something that, you know, would be cool. And this show explores exactly why that might not be the case. The main character, the protagonist in question, Kotoura, is she's a psychic, or and she can read minds, but the issue is it is involuntary. She can't control it. She could literally hear the thoughts of people around her at all times. And this has always been like a power or an ability or something that I thought would be cool. It is not. It could be a very horrible thing. And in the very first episode of this show, they literally stab you in the feels, because there's this kind of very quick montage of her life from being a baby all the way up until where you find her in the show when it starts off, and how terrible this experience has been for her in that short window of time that she's been alive on this earth. And it's heart-wrenching, like really heart-wrenching. And like I said, this is a comedy. It's funny, but they don't mess around when it comes to this particular topic and just how seriously messed up your life could be if you had this power, or in some people's words, curse. So very, very interesting show. Check it out. It got my mind working and changed my perspective almost completely on whether or not this would be a cool ability to have. I don't think so anymore. The next show on our cerebral list is called Kokoro Connect, and this show was pretty good. The artwork looks very similar to the art style for shows like K-On! If you've seen shows like that. It very well could be the same company. I didn't look because I'm lazy, but it's a really good show. It's kind of one of those body swapping animes where every time the characters, or just randomly every now and then, they will wake up or end up in each other's bodies, and each of these characters are connected by an entity that showed up that decided to do this to them for experimental purposes, just to see how they react, because judging from what I've seen in the show and how the entity responds, he finds it fun. They don't find it very fun though. There's a lot of conflict going on. There's some relationship stuff going on, and just crazy scenarios that show up because, you know, it could be anybody. You could literally be or end up in anybody else's body at any moment in this little group of friends, and it's crazy. It gets out of control. somewhere towards the end, and there's actually an OVA of this show that kind of ties up the ending, because the ending in this show, I haven't seen it in quite a while. I don't remember exactly how it ended, but I do know that they kind of alluded to two people becoming a couple or something, and they could kind of continue that story afterwards. And really, the continuation in the OVA and the conclusion that they come to in that section of the show is significantly better, if I remember correctly, than the original, season of this show. So if you have access to it, I can't remember where I watched it. I think it was on. I have to look up the actual place where I was able to see the OVA, because it wasn't Crunchyroll or any of the other typical places you can think of. It was a different service. So if you guys care, let me know down in the comment section below, and I will find that for you. If you don't give a crap, then I'll probably forget. So no reason breaking my neck if nobody cares. So yeah, check it out. Kokoro Connect was a good show. It was a fun ride, and if you catch the OVA, you were able to find it. They wrapped the story up really, really nicely with a very satisfying ending. So check it out. Alright, and the final show on our Cerebral list is called Keys and Ivor. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, because they say it weird in the show, and I've heard it pronounced by a couple other people, but whatever. It's Keys and Ivor is what I'm calling it. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's how it looks like it's spelled. This show was particularly good. I really had a good time watching this one, because it talked about a philosophy or something that I've actually discussed with other people, and that is if people shared the pain of the people that they hurt, would that make the world a better place? Would people be more likely and more willing to understand and look at things from the other person's perspectives if they felt the pain that that person felt? So they built an entire system to kind of create an experiment with a group of students or kids to allow them to share pain. And at first it starts physical, and as the thing starts to ramp up, it becomes emotional. And the idea here is that if everyone in the world shared pain, then the world would be a better place. Because the reason that a lot of people who inflict pain on others do so is because they don't really understand the extent of the pain in which they are, delivering to another person. And that creates understanding, sharing of experience, because that's the big thing right now. You don't share these people's experience, so you don't have the right to talk about it, or you don't know what these people are going through. And this show kind of tackles that concept, and it did a pretty decent job. I thought it was a pretty good show. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought the concept was very interesting and gripping. Characters were cool and entertaining enough. Pretty good show, in my opinion. So if you're interested in that concept or kind of that philosophical problem, then definitely check this one out, because it was good for that. Like I said, there are plenty of other shows I could have picked and put on this list. Plenty of shows that I know that are really good, that got your mind working. Kino's Journey was another good one that I could have mentioned here, but like I said, I only got room for 3. I mean, I could do more. It's not like I'm restricted to 3, but I'm trying to keep these videos relatively shorter. So if you haven't seen Kino, check that out too. But anyway, toss your shows that you have, any shows that made you think or kind of brain fucked you a little bit, and share those down in the comment section below. Also, let me know if you've seen any of these shows and what you thought about them. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and click that notification bell to let you guys know whenever I upload. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.